Hi ballet teachers. I just wanted to send this video to you all, and if you have any questions about the material I'm going to cover, please do not hesitate to email me, call me, text me, whatever it is, so that I can clear up any confusions that you might have. But I just want to go through a few things with you that I feel like we need to improve this year. And the first one is to properly prepare and correct your students. Do not introduce a step in center before teaching the basic concept at bar. Your goal is to get your dancer to execute each concept close to perfect the first time around. So what I mean by that is, of course, it can't be perfect, but you are there to teach them what the perfect execution is. So if they are doing a plie, their knees need to be over their toes. They need to have a 1, 2, 3 descent in their plie. When they return, their rotation needs to be maintained, and they have to have correct alignment through it all. So what I'm noticing is that we are not being as on top of technique as we could be. So each time they do a plie, they need to execute it correctly. So start out by doing 1 rep in each position, and once they can do it correctly once, then add more repetitions. So it's quality over quantity. And all levels really need to enforce this. In fact, I feel like some of our upper levels, like senior company, for example, is getting pushed a little too hard. So your student should come and not feel like the class makes their bodies hurt in a negative way. They should be able to perform technique in a way, like it should feel easy. Not that it is, but it shouldn't be promoting tension or stress in the body. And I feel like our dancers they have so much tension in their hands. Like most of all my junior company this year, so this was company 3 last year, were like holding their hands really funky. And I like worked with them all summer to get rid of it, and it sort of kind of went away. So it's gonna take some time, but teachers, please be coming to class promoting technique, not promoting, oh, let's learn a fun variation, let's learn a fun dance. It's all about just the fun dances. Yes, I want them to come and enjoy ballet, but I also want them to come and learn how to do it correctly, and you need to be stressing the correct technique. So don't push them too fast too soon. Slow, continuous repetition so that they're building correct muscle memory. That is something that I feel like we really need to improve. And this year I'm going to be coming and observing classes a lot more and offering as much help and feedback as I can so that we can get our dancers to be a little bit more consistent in their technique. So it's going to be a challenge, especially at the beginning. You have to stick with it. You have to push through. Like this summer, June, oh my gosh, it was a struggle because we were moving slower. We were constant like doing the same things over and over again. But towards the end of the summertime, because I stuck with it and I didn't let them give up that hard work and push, the dancers started to see their improvements, like they were improving much faster, and so they started to respect and trust me more, and then they started to work a little bit harder for me. And then the 8 tendus en croix wasn't as boring to them. It became more fun because they were doing it really well, and they felt that sense of accomplishment. So please hang in there. Like, if you're excited about doing the technical work, your students are going to also find enthusiasm with it. So just encourage them, push them, motivate them, do whatever it takes to slowly build. Remember, it's quality, not quantity. So you're working to build the amount of reps that you do. But with that, make sure that you are determining correction overload. So what I mean by that is, are you giving them too much to think about too soon? So start small, have them focus on, like, today we are, pretend like your pelvis is filled with water. All class, every single exercise, you have to keep the water in your pelvis from rippling. It's got to stay motionless. And once you feel like they've achieved that, then go ahead and add to it. Don't take it away. You're constantly reminding them of these corrections, but you're going to build it. So by the end of 3 months, they're receiving like 20 different corrections, but you've been adding on to them. You've been building their strength. So they are capable of doing it all. And hopefully this is making sense. But I really want you to think about how you can progress everything that you're teaching this year, not just randomly throwing a ton of things at your dancer. Help them achieve by making it feel achievable. So in the curriculum, there's different exercises, but feel free to adjust them to fit your level, because some dancers may be coming into the curriculum and they're still struggling with the curriculum below, like the level below. So if the exercises and the material is way too difficult, please let me know and I can give you a different level that they can practice working on. I also want you to think about the sort of teacher you are. Are you actively teaching in class? Are you focusing on your students? Are you helping them achieve? Or are you more passive? Are you just walking by, you notice that they need to be fixed, but you're like, I've already fixed the student 12,000 times. Like, she's never gonna get it. So I'm just like, I'm moving on to the next one. Or are you going, okay, this is the 12th time, but it's gonna take 13, 14, 15 times. I'm not going to give up on her or him. I'm going to make sure that they succeed. So I want you to be very active in your teaching. Now, granted, sometimes you need to just step back and watch and not say anything. You need your dancers to be able to just get through class, all of class, and they need to show you that they understand it and they don't need you to remind them about things. So please don't hesitate to do that, just to push play and to be silent, but observe and take notes so that you can help for the next class. So I also understand that we get stressed, overwhelmed. There's days when I come and I'm like, I do not want to be here teaching. So you don't need to be ashamed of those days, but what can you do to support yourself through that and also be there for your students? So on those days when I didn't want to teach, I would film and say, okay, you guys are going to look at yourself, because like, I didn't tell them that, but you know, there's always, we always have highs and lows. And so how can we just help ourselves through them? Please be active in your teaching that way. Proper alignment is key at TDC. It just prevents injury, and I want all of my teachers to be promoting it, stressing it, and making sure that it's one of your top priorities. If you feel uncomfortable teaching correct alignment in ballet, please reach out to me, because I would love to help train your technical eye so that you know what you're doing, you know how to help your students get there, and you just feel success when you're teaching. And sorry, I'm losing my train of thought, but yeah, if you just feel uncomfortable with your technical eye, please reach out to me and I can help you with that. So one area I've noticed that our dancers are really struggling is when they stand, they are gripping. So their toes are curling like this instead of laying flat when they're standing in first, second, third, fifth, fourth, and especially though when they're up on demi-pointe, like when they're balancing in pirouettes. So I would love all of us to, especially this first month, encourage all of our students to stand properly with long, relaxed toes. So if their toes are tight, it's going to make the arch, the tendon through the arch, get really tight, and then they're going to start cramping more. It also makes the range of motion, it lessens range of motion so that they can't get all the way up and over their demi-pointe. So I'll send more information about that and exercises that you can use in your classes to help promote that. The last thing is teaching variations. I kind of stressed this earlier, but I want to close with it because I noticed this summer that some of our dancers were doing dances that were a little too advanced for them. And while it's so much fun and I love that they had fun, it's also difficult because they're doing it incorrectly, and now all of these bad habits that they've developed, we have to go back in and erase. And my hope is that we can just teach them, strengthen them, and then when they go and learn the variation, they're ready for it. We don't have to go back and make adjustments, just minor little things here and there. So company 1, all level classes, company 1 to junior company should not be doing any variations unless you know 100% that your students can pull it off flawlessly. Senior company, there's a few, make sure that it falls within curriculum. So all of the steps in there, they should be able, they should have learned it and be able to do on their own really well. And then same thing with Dance Co and PDC. We need to make sure that we're not giving them something that's too challenging. But I want kids to love to come to ballet, and you can get kids excited about the technical side of things, junior, senior, Dance Co, PDC, all the classes that I taught this year, we scaled it back a ton, went easier, but at the same time it was more challenging because everything was, I was very nitpicky about everything, and they got on board and they worked really hard and they could see their improvements, and so they were happy with it. So if you're committed and you're doing everything you can to help them succeed, they'll start to see progress, they'll start to trust you, and they will love to come and work. So yeah, I will definitely be checking in on you more this year, sending more emails, and I'll also probably send videos like this that you can just watch. But let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.